Well, ladies and gentlemen, right about now, Walt Disney aboard the E.P. Ripley. The E.P. Ripley is rolling around the Santa Fe Disneyland railroad tracks with Walt Disney at the controls. And in the cab with him, you may be surprised to know, is the governor of the state of California and the president of Santa Fe, Mr. Gurley himself. And in the cars behind the 5/8 size train, you'll see the little boys and girls dressed in the foreign customs of their country.
Yeah, this is the boiler, or the firebox of the boiler, that the fire is generated in to make steam for the locomotive. This is going to be a fully steam locomotive run by steam, not diesel engines, not electric, but a steam locomotive. They haven't built them for a good many years, but Disney being Disney, we're going to have a real steam locomotive. It'll be in all lands. It's going to go to the periphery of all the parks. It'll be about 1.25 mile track, and you'll see all the lands from the steam locomotive. It'll be leaving from Main Street Station, Frontierland Station, and probably Fantasyland Station. Well, it's going to be a somewhat of a visual transportation system where if they want to take a 20-minute break, go sit on the steam locomotive and look at everything that's inside the periphery of the park. This is an old Western American style locomotive that we're using here in Euro Disney. Walt Disney himself was a lover of steam engines and even had model steam engines in his yard. And we need the authentic steam. There's nothing fake about it. There's nothing unreal. This is designed off the old American standard locomotives. The only originals left are in museums. So what Disney did is they designed their own locomotive, and we are manufacturing now from scratch. We make our own patterns, our own wheel castings. So we are building locomotives like haven't been built in the world for a good many years. From the tender, we get water, put water in the boiler, the fire heats it up, and that's where you get your steam. What happens is that you have steam coming into the cylinder, one on each side. You have a valve here that moves back and forth like this, and it allows the steam into the cylinder. It pushes a rod back, which in turn pushes a rod and makes the wheels go around. It's quite basic, and very functional. We're looking at the back of the steam locomotive, and this is the area that the cab will go in. This is where the two operators, the fireman and the engineer, will operate the cab. Inside is where the fire will be. It'll have fire brick, and it'll be full of fire, and in turn it will make steam just like a tea kettle does. We will operate at 150 pounds of pressure. From there, the boiler has a throttle in it. You pull the throttle handle like you've seen on a lot of locomotives. From there, the steam goes up to the front end, and you have pistons that then do the work and make the engine run. Each locomotive, we'll have 3 locomotives, and each one will have different colors. The color combination on this one will be sort of a blue, deep blue color. Very, very nice. That's the jacket. This part of the engine gets very, very hot, so we're controlled on our colors here. So it'll be sort of a black, gray-black color because it has to be a very high heat-resistant type paint. This stack, part of the stack will be that. We will have, on this locomotive, for example, we will have a big brass eagle on it. We'll have a big brass bell. It has a brass whistle, and they will have a name on the cab. I don't know all the names of the locomotives. I don't know if they've been selected yet. Engineering and show and ride production comes about every 2 weeks. We do an awful lot of work on the fax. We do an awful lot of work over the telephone. But we also come by with a visual inspection, a visual see of what's going on, and we help them wherever we can as to the technical aspects of getting a Disney product. It's an education for the companies here in Europe, and it's an education for us because we work with different standards and different people, and in different interpretation of what you really want. Disney wants quality, and we got to fight for it at times.